Hey Devin, this is Derek. I got your email about having problems with your code, and I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to give the path of your local machine to the as a URL to your uh, validation system. So let me see if I can recreate this. So here is by the way, your code came to me looking a little bit different. I don't know if this is because you're on a Mac, but it didn't come formatted uh, very well. But that's not that big of a deal at the moment. But anyway, so if I was to take your HTML page like this, and if I right click on it and say open with Chrome, the file path is to my local machine, to my computer right here. It's not going through the internet. It's not a URL. So if I was to copy this, it's reading it off of my folder, the folder that's actually on my desktop. So on my desktop, I have a folder here with your name on it, and your files are in there. The path that the actual web browser is using is coming off of my desktop here. It's not coming off the internet like if I was to look at my home page, or like, so my internet page here is coming off the internet and it's a server somewhere else. It has a different file name. Anyway, so if I go to my validator, if I go to my W3 Schools validation, let's see, web validation. Oh, that's not the one I use. I go to, let's see, W3 Schools. All right, hang on. Let me find the right one. Yeah, here we go. If I was to, when you go here to the markup validation, you try to insert that path, it's going to say, sorry, you can't do that. It's not supported, and it says it's the wrong thing. Well, that's because it's not a URL. What you need to do in this particular case is simply go through a direct input or upload your files online and then use that actual URL. But if I was to take your code um, and if I copied it, well, with it being in this particular case, I'm not sure. I'll copy it and see what happens. It might read it just fine. Says there were some errors. And I can go down here and I can find some issues with it. But at least it did work. Now if I was to check this CSS, I can go to the Jigsaw validation right here, and I can do direct input, and I can go back to my CSS style sheet. I can copy this and I can paste it in here, and I can check that too. So it's saying there's some issues. What's it saying? It says it can't run a couple of these things. So wherever those are, these are good. I'd have to look at the code and see, but it'll run. But you can't run the page here off your local. See, this will tell you that you're running off your machine. And so that's probably what you're doing, and that's why it isn't working. Upload it to the server, take that URL, or just copy your page like I had done here. Just copy that in there, and then you can go down and see what the issues are. Looks like there's a issue with the way the unexpected attribute name missing. Something might be missing at line 29, and looks like there's just a couple things. And so try that, okay? So see if that helps.